Welcome back to Movie Moshow. Today we are going to review the science fiction film, Jupiter Ascending. If you like our content, don't forget to like and subscribe. We post multiple times daily. Spoilers ahead. Jupiter Jones, Mila Kunis, introduces the scene by talking about her parents. Maximilian Jones, her father, is the son of an English diplomat and is played by James D'Arcy. Alexa, Maria Doyle Kennedy, a woman Maximilian met and fell in love with. Through his telescope, they observe the stars together. Later, the couple will give birth to a kid, whom Maximilian intends to call Jupiter. Alexa dislikes the name a lot. Maximilian is shot while attempting to stop 4 robbers from snatching his cherished possession, a brass telescope, from the couple's home. In Alexa's arms, he passes away. Later, while traveling to America on a freighter with her family, Alexa gives birth to Jupiter. Jupiter is now an adult who lives in Chicago with her family and works as a maid to clean homes. Jupiter despises her job and her life, but she lacks the ambition or will to change anything. Falk, Spencer Wielding, Razzo, Duna Bay, and Ibis, David Ahala, 3 intergalactic bounty hunters, are looking into a women's health center where Jupiter intends to sell her eggs under the guise of her friend Catherine Dunleavy, Vanessa Kirby, when they notice a man named Kane Wise, Channing Tatum, nearby. They pursue him after realizing he is also after Jupiter. When Kane becomes aware that he is being followed, he leaves the structure using his hover boots, shielding himself against the bounty hunters' attacks with his shield, and firing back at them. Unharmed, he leaves the area. Jupiter asks for money from her uncle Vasily, Jeremy Swift, during supper with her family. Jupiter is unable to find a husband because she is too intelligent for her own benefit, according to him, who also refuses to give her any money. Despite the fact that the rest of the family appears to agree with Vasily, Alexa fiercely protects her daughter. Later, Jupiter is browsing an eBay listing for a brass telescope. When her cousin Vladi, Kik Guri, enters, he advises her to visit a fertility clinic and donate some of her eggs in exchange for cash. Jupiter concurs. The Abrasax twins discover Jupiter's existence in outer space. Now that their mother has passed away, they want to claim the planet as their own. After completing a successful planetary harvest, Balaam, Eddie Redmayne, emerges from his nap. In his opulent palace, his brother Titus, Douglas Booth, is enjoying himself with other women while Famulus, his aide, tells him that Cain, who Titus has sent, has found Jupiter. The inheritance of the earth is something that worries their sister colleague, Tuppence Middleton. Catherine is getting ready to leave the apartment. When the keepers first enter the apartment, they render Catherine unconscious. They charge at Jupiter as she takes a photo of them with her phone. Later, when Catherine awakens, neither she nor Jupiter appear to be aware of what just transpired. Balaam is told that Jupiter visits the clinic under Catherine's name. Jupiter must be found and killed, he commands his troops. She was placed on the bed by the physicians, who then levitated her. They explore her, discover who Jupiter is, and make an effort to murder her. The physicians are about to unveil their keeper form when Cain charges in and murders them. He removes Jupiter from the area. At the top of the Willis Tower, Jupiter finds herself. Cain informs her that he is a genetically altered being made up of a wolf and human hybrid. When Jupiter inquires as to why she was just about slain, Cain responds that she is the planet's rightful owner. He asserts that Aru, a planet other than Earth, is where human life first began. Jupiter also has no recollection of the keepers discovering her or of her photographing them, which Cain explains as a result of them wiping her memory. When the bounty hunters arrive and destroy the spaceship hanging over them, they get beamed up by it. The bounty hunters are chasing them, and Cain is carrying Jupiter as they soar over the city in his hover boots. During the attack, Jupiter falls, but Cain catches her before she reaches the ground. Jupiter is taken hostage by Cain, who then flees with her. As Cain and Jupiter leave the city, Cain continues to outline the Abrasax family's history. They have long been interbreeding humans with other species and are to blame for things like the extinction of the dinosaurs. The two travel to the residence of Stinger Apini, Sean Bean, a former teammate of Cain's who has been fused with a bee. Living with his ill daughter is Stinger. He and Cain were previously skyjackers, but they were fired after a mishap, and Stinger now hates Cain. After a brief struggle, a swarm of bees appears. Although Jupiter is surrounded by bees, they never sting her. They fly about her as she moves her arms in their direction. Stinger starts addressing Jupiter as Your Majesty as she understands who she is. Cain tries to get in touch with the Aegis, space police, to assist them. A few keepers and the bounty hunters come across Stinger's house. Through the field outside his house, they pursue him, Cain, and Jupiter. Razo shoots Falk in the back before he can kill Jupiter after he corners her. They seize Jupiter and ride up on their vessel. While the ship is departing from Earth, Cain is able to board it. Jupiter visits Kalik's house with the help of Razo and Ibis. She is cordial with Jupiter and informs her that Kalik's mother's genetic makeup may be seen in her. She displays a statue of her mother to Jupiter that is an exact replica of the latter. According to Kalik, her mother was slain when she was 90,000 years old, making her 14,000 years old. Kalik enters a bath and transforms into a younger version of herself. Then, Stinger and the Aegis, under the command of Captain Dyamukat Singh, Nikki Amukabird, arrive. They tell Kalik to give them Jupiter. Jupiter is compelled to travel to Aru and go through a registration process in order to properly establish her claim on Earth. She works with an android attorney via a number of windows before receiving a tattoo on her wrist and being given the go-ahead to claim possession of Earth. Jupiter tries to sort of flirt with Cain in the interim. Even though Jupiter pretends to love dogs, he feels unworthy of her and compares himself to a dog. As Stinger gives them to Titus in exchange for money to cure his sick daughter, he also arrests Cain and takes in Jupiter. Jupiter and Titus eat supper together. Jupiter is still proposing to Cain, according to Titus, even though he has apparently grown to love her. He then takes Jupiter into a room that is crammed with thousands of vials that contain youth serums that were created by harvesting hundreds of deceased people. The realization horrifies Jupiter. Titus and his followers put Cain in a chamber as a prisoner. After they get married, he intends to murder Jupiter to secure his claim to Earth. His hands are restrained behind him as Cain is launched into space. He grabs a flying bag containing a spacesuit that instantly molds itself around Cain's body and prevents him from suffocating after using his hover boots to burn off the handcuffs. He only has 40 minutes left on his oxygen supply, but the Aegis rescue him from hyperspace. The nuptials are about to begin. During the ceremony, Titus has his ring imprinted on his finger. When Cain arrives on a ship and crashes into the church, Jupiter almost has her name printed on it. He approaches the platform where Titus and Jupiter are standing and tells Jupiter that Titus intends to murder her. Jupiter merely wants to go home, but they are holding Titus at gunpoint. Balaam learns that Jupiter is still alive in the meantime. In order to raid Jupiter's family's home and kidnap them, his lizard-rat hybrid henchman Sargorn, Neil Fingleton, is dispatched to Earth with his team of lizard-rat men. As soon as Jupiter returns home and understands this, she must leave for outer space to save her family. A mining facility on the planet where Balaam inhabits is visited by Jupiter. Although they are right behind her, the Aegis are unable to enter since the planet is shielded. Jupiter is brought before Balaam, who reveals to her the family that is floating and dozing in stasis underneath them as the henchmen prepare to splice into them. Balaam uses a special contract to command Jupiter to sign away her right to control Earth if she wants to save her family's existence. She rejects and shatters the contract after realizing that she and her family will perish in either case since Balaam would harvest them on Earth. Cain cracks the planet's shield with the aid of Stinger. Singh warns him that his mission could result in his death, but she also remarks on how brave he is. To protect Jupiter's family, Cain infiltrates Balaam's facility and eliminates the lizard-rat inhabitants. To get Jupiter away from Balaam, he uses a contraption that creates a hole beneath her and pulls her out of it. The building begins to deteriorate and collapse outside. Balaam tries to kill Jupiter while Cain battles Sargorn. By forcing Sargorn into the hole he created and taking away the tool that was used to seal the hole around Sargorn's neck, Cain ends his life by crushing it. While Jupiter battles Balaam, his family is brought to safety. Balaam confesses to murdering his mother and says she told him she wanted him to kill her because she despised her life, that Jupiter is his mother reincarnated. Jupiter strikes Balaam across the face with a bar and shoots him once in the leg. Thank you for watching and don't forget to like and subscribe.